Steph Beckett here at InfoComm 2024 here at the beautiful Sony booth, and I'm really excited. I get to take a tour of everything that they have brought to the show, and taking me on that tour is Mark Bonifacio. How's it going?
It's going very well. How's it going for you?
Very well. Very busy show, as I'm sure it's been for you as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We are standing in front of the BZ35 or BZ30L series. So tell me a little bit about the BZs behind us.
Yeah, so what you see behind us and then on the other side, which we'll get to, it's our entire lineup of our Bravia flat panel displays. So starting immediately behind us, the EZ20, we actually introduced this after InfoComm last year, so first time at InfoComm. That's our entry-level line, kind of a very bare-bones series available from 43 to 85 inch. And then we have two series as we step up. We go to higher brightness, BZ30L with more professional feature sets, a full pro mode, all sorts of setup options that the customer has to do lockouts and things of that sort. Then we move up to the BZ35L right next to it, which also has a higher brightness and some additional storage features. And when we get around to the back side, we have one of our only new products featured this year, our flagship 98-inch BZ53L. This is the top of the line series. This has a deep black non-glare coating on it, much like our BZ40L series, which is just to the left. We introduced the BZ40L last year, which was the 43 to 85 inch, and then we introduced this 98-inch this year, which has even a higher haze rating, and great for environments, bright light environments. You don't get any glare, you get deep contrast, which it's a real winner, we believe.
Very cool. And I know you have the non-glare black coating. You have a whole section dedicated to that over here, and I wanted to check that out next.
Sure. Yeah, so we last year when we introduced the new lines, we introduced two higher end lines, one with the deep black non-glare coating, and then one below it without it, because not everybody needs to pay the extra cost to have the deep black non-glare coating. But here in this area, we are really featuring the difference. And if you go in, you could see on the left side is our old 98-inch BZ50, and on the right side is the new BZ53. And you can clearly see the reflection that you get from the lights. We actually have a demonstration with lights shining on it. And then over here, just as a little demonstration, we're showing three different types of panel coatings that are used in the industry. One with the typical reflective coating that most flat panels have, and then a 25% haze, and then a 47% haze, which is what the new BZ53 is.
Exciting. I want to see your digital signage ecosystem next, because I know you guys have a lot of great partners, and it also is a control system over here.
That's right. Yeah, so it's not just about all the great products that Sony has, and we do have a lot of them, but really we're just one piece of the puzzle, and we work very closely with our technology partners as well as our channel partners, of course, to create solutions. So on the technology side, over the last couple of years, we've invested a lot of time and energy working with many of the CMS partners. As you can see on the wall here, there's about 8 or so demonstrated. And we also have our own solution called Device Management Platform, which has two pieces really to it. It has what we're referring to as a zero-touch provisioning, so you could set up all your provisioning for the display, all the things that you want the display to do, the brightness, the contrast, any of the lockout mode, which CMS partner you want, what the setup is for that. You could do all of that in the cloud, and then all you do when you unbox the display is connect the Ethernet cable to it, scan the QR code, and everything comes down. So a very quick setup. It used to take maybe 12 minutes a device, now it takes about 3. And then on top of that, we have device management platform, so in addition to pushing the provisioning through, you can of course monitor all the devices in the cloud, turn them on, off, see the health, make changes and whatnot.
Very cool. Why do you think that's so important today in particular?
For large-scale deployments, it's extremely important. Number one, again, because you could do faster deployments, but you could really see the health of it without having to walk around facilities or campuses or even travel across the country. And for people that are doing advertising, you could get screenshots off of the displays to proof of advertising, things of that sort, or just to make sure they're really operating.
Makes things very much quicker and easier to fix.
Absolutely.
For sure. Let's go take a look at the UCC section over here. I am excited to see, well, I guess this is the This is the education section first, or is this the UCC?
This is the UCC section here. So here it's really about the unified communications, and what we're doing is we're really demonstrating a couple of different real life use cases. So again, we're trying to elevate solutions with the partners, for the partners, ultimately for the end users. So we have a solution, velocity solution with AVI Systems, which is basically kind of a meeting room as a service that they offer that we're showing at the center.
Yeah.
On the right side here, we have a home health solution by a partner called HealthyMed. This is a great solution because they basically send a panel out and a few medical devices, and they could do remote diagnostic to Medicare patients that are far away from health clinics. So we're helping out, the individuals. And on the left, we have a Nareva solution, which we got a tight integration with them that allows us to use our cameras to track the speaker in the room and pan to them based on audio coming through their speakers.
And I can't let us move on. I really wanted to talk about the SRD really quick. That is one of my favorite products. And you kind of have it in 3 applications over here. So you have kind of a creative one, a more technical, architectural, and then one more, right?
Yeah, so this is basically glassless 3D. And we say a lot that seeing is believing. Unfortunately, truly this one you really need to see in person. It's not going to show up as great on video. But there are a lot of great experiences that require this, whether it's medical or automotive design, CAD, those type of things, where you could see your 3D in person without having to do a 3D print or anything. And the advantages that we did now is we have a viewing engine, which makes it easier, and we also have a new software that will allow you to do a 1x4 or a 2x2 configuration or anything in between, and you can mix 2D and 3D, so you can kind of give in these experiential type centered experiences.
I remember that you guys, Disney actually used this for the Encanto performance at the Hollywood Bowl because they wanted to see how everything would look on stage before putting it out there, and that was awesome.
That's correct. Yeah, we have a lot of entertainment companies that are looking at that and doing things like that to test the look before you get to the shows.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and then over here you have your education section. So I did want to take a look at that as well. You guys actually won our Reader's Choice Award this year for favorite PTZ camera. So
BRC AM7 right there. Yeah, so last year we introduced the SRG A12 and A40 cameras, which are the black cameras that are hanging and on the counter there. This year at NAB, a couple months ago, we introduced the BRC AM7, which is sort of like the big sibling. And the great thing about these cameras is the first ones, when we introduced last year, they have really advanced AI embedded in them. So they do auto tracking of the presenter without any external boxes, or you don't have to wear any lanyard or anything. Very smooth operation compared to what we've seen from competitors. This year when we introduced the BRC AM7, this is a higher end, more of a broadcast quality camera. So it'll integrate nicely if you're doing a real more high end production. It'll integrate with those broadcast cameras. But it also allowed us to improve the software. So now we can do up to 8-person tracking. So maybe a panel on a stage or something, a walking panel, whatever it might be, a teacher and some students around the whiteboard. We could track and pan very smoothly multiple presenters, and we also do a facial recognition where if we know that you're, for example, the professor in the room, and we put yours as the number one priority, as soon as you walk into the room, it's going to start tracking you instead of whatever it was tracking before.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so those are some of the new advances.
Cool. I'm ready to see one of my favorite displays on the show.
Over here?
Yeah, this tiny little thing. This tiny, beautiful thing.
Yeah, so this is our crystal LED, our flagship CH series, 1.2 millimeter in a 4K arrangement, 220-inch diagonal. It's a big hit. We're obviously going for very, very high picture quality. It's micro LED. We have 2 series. We have a high contrast series, the CH series, and we have a high brightness series, the BH series. 2 pixel pitches, 1.2 and 1.5. So we're showing them all here. Again, we're showing some use cases on the end down there. We have a touchscreen solution with a partner, Releo. And then we also have in the middle our crystal LED Verona, which is designed for virtual production applications. So quick, easy setup, very modular for large scale virtual productions. Some of these walls that go in, they are massive. They are the size of the convention center walls, making for a much more affordable video cinematic production. without having to create sets.
And here's what you were talking about earlier, that this is a few use cases of the BH series. So this is in a touch format, TSI touch, I think?
Yes, it's a TSI touch, yep. And yeah, so this is for like a design center or something type of solution. It could be for anything, of course, but we're showing a design center type of solution with touch and content moving and stuff.
Very cool. So we've talked mostly about products, but I did want to go over here and kind of talk about you guys and where you are with sustainability. You guys are one of the biggest manufacturers that is really pushing forward sustainability right now, and I just wanted to get a chance to come and look at this really quick.
Yeah, so sustainability is an extremely important initiative of Sony, overall, all of our divisions. And what we're showing here is our sustainability message, our road to zero. We've been trying to get more and more green for 20 years probably, close to 20 years. And it's done in many ways. We have our own recycled plastic program, Surplus over here, that's in a lot of our products. Obviously, we're changing a lot of our packaging, getting rid of plastics, putting more cardboard, recyclable type materials. Less power consumption. We're always looking to bring power consumption down in our products, so that's good for the environment. And eventually, we got to plan out in the future to 2030, renewable electricity, and hopefully a goal towards 2050 to have a zero footprint.
That's awesome. I also know in your packaging as well that you include fewer of the things that people end up throwing away also.
Yeah, so all of our flat panel series now, we removed stands starting last year. We really had no idea how many people used them or didn't. We have an optional stand, but that is one of the ways. We're trying not to give you things you're not going to use, so that's a good example of one.
Yeah, and fewer things that are going to end up in potentially a landfill.
In a landfill, of course, yep.
So that's awesome. Thank you so much for touring me around. I really appreciate it, Mark. It was good to catch up with you.
Yes, you as well, Steph. Thank you very much. Have a good show.
Last question for you. Where can people find more information about Sony?
Yeah, so, you can go to our website, sony.com/professional, and find out much more about Sony.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. And on our side as well, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm for all of your InfoComm news. Once again, I'm Steph Beckett, and we'll see you next time.